Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. One more thing I wanted to add before we get started here is that I will pick up on the energies of the cards based on the surrounding cards. And the meanings will come through differently every time based on the other cards that are there in the reading. And I get asked this a lot, like how come the meaning of the card is changing? Because the surrounding cards are changing. And I will periodically explain to you why I say what I say, because of the energies of the cards that are there in the reading at that point in time. And I also give you references to the energies that are picked up on the prior cards, and that will affect the meaning of the cards that come after that. So I just wanted to put it out there so that you're mindful of which cards are paired up in the reading. Now, let's get to it. So the first card you have, Aquarius, is the card of focus. And this is number 35. 3, 5, and 8 are coming through strong with this energy. It further says stock. Stock in the sense there is this beautiful stock plant out here, which it says it is Metiola incana. Now, along with that, there is also a glide for the Sagittarius forward looking orchard. There is also a glide for the air element, a triangle having a baseline. Also, there is a hand out there, looks like the hand of Hosta to me, and then there is an eye. So something to do with destiny, something to do with a vision of the future, I feel. Sagittarius energy is the 9th house energy, which is ruled by Jupiter. That's also a visionary. It's the guru. It's the it's a planet of good luck, forward movement, growth and expansion. And Sagittarius is the fire, mutable fire element, which means being flexible. And that's what the air element also is about, being flexible. Yes, there is mental energy associated with this. So a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of understanding will go into this. But it's about creating stronger foundations for the future. It further says over here, this energy is inviting you to become an architect of lasting strength. Your visions for the future are like beautiful flowers. They need a strong, deep root system to bloom to their full potential. You are being asked to be the gardener of your own destiny, which is exactly what this energy is about, like creating something long-term, solid systems, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, having a home which is solid, maybe well organized. Sorry about that noise. So this energy is about having strong foundations, strong routines, the core routines we're talking about. This could also be strengthening your own physical core, like your physical body, having routines that will make you healthy, build a strong foundation. And this is also an energy of slow growth, steady growth, which is like being patient and being calm with the process. It's also to go into the depth of things so that things are not built on superficial grounds. For example, if you're taking a class or you're learning a new skill, you might be going to the depth of it, learning the fundamentals of any thing that you might be learning, any subject that you're taking. So getting down to the bottom of things, learning the fundamentals is going to be core at this point in time. Some of you, I also feel like you might be into plants or herbal gardens, and you might be taking care of that, taking care of the roots of that. So you might be into studying the roots or studying, how to upkeep plants. That's for some of you. So a constant input of energy without burning yourself out. Some of you actually could be preparing larger stocks. It says your stock, so stock and stews come to mind. So some of you might be preparing large stocks or stews for the week, or for a party, maybe for the neighborhood. So some of you might be into that as well, but something that grows slowly. In a world where we are always into instant gratification. This energy is asking you to stabilize things, ground things. It's like how countries have, they invest into their armies for stability, for security. So some of you could be into, protecting into the nation and services. And if you are that, then thank you for your services. And if you, this is going to also be investing into finances, a big finance energy also I'm picking up on. Finances and stocks. Maybe it's the stocks and shares that you're working on. You're investing into things that will grow, stable growth. Not like fast cash, fast in, or day trading or something like that. No, it's like the continued long-term growth. You might be investing into those areas. I'm also getting like an energy of building reserves. You might be stocking up something. Maybe you're stocking up for the winters, or maybe you are um you know yeah, I mean, maybe you are actually stocking up for the winters. You could also be into, renovating your house. Like maybe if you have inherited the house, you might be taking down the house because of, how structures, they will become unstable. They will become weak over a period of time. You might be taking the whole structure down and building a solid foundation on the same land. That's for some of you. It's like strengthening your fortress. Some of you could be building, tall walls or something around security to protect your house as well. Maybe having cameras or things like that. But a big fortress kind of energy that I'm picking up with this, it's just like another thing that comes to mind is building a society on solid values and principles. Some of you might be mentors or activists, or some of you might be, the song "We Are the World." That comes to mind, where you create those foundations which are solid, a foundation of support groups. Some of you might be in the support groups, creating support groups for the community, where also you can, not only support people for, in different situations, but to, giving back to society, but also this is about creating lasting change in the society. We've come a long way from 50, 70 years back. Things were very different. And now with the constant people, support of activists and support, community support, and all of those resources that are now available to us, there is, a change which has been created over a period of time. And it will be because of the, because of the people that are involved with with those causes. There is sustained support, there is continued support. So creating that solid base for supporting people of, of different communities, of different, there's support groups for every kind of problem today, whether it's health related problem, whether it's, mental health related problem, physical health related problem. There are societies for everything today. And it's thanks to all those people who are creating these solid foundations in society, so we feel supported, emotionally and physically. Now, some of you might be working in corporates and technology. So again, it's the same principle, having a solid, robust foundation so that you can scale it up rather than working on fancy details before. Focus on all the clearances, all the signatures are done, all the backups are in place, all the vendors are in place. The strong resources who will do the work are in place. The good architecture is in place. So things like that, gathering all of those, having those solid pieces together so that you can create something big and strong, especially those buildings, that are high-rise towers. You got to have solid foundations for that. You cannot, you cannot slack on that. You cannot cut corners when it comes to building solid foundations, especially with the tall towers. So some of you might be into that kind of construction, creating something tall. Or it doesn't have to be a building. It could be anything, like even building airplanes. The foundation has to be solid, or building boats and ships and yachts and cruise ships that are built on solid foundations. So things like that, some of you could be into that as well. Now, I'm also getting some of you into research. Some of you might be doing that kind of work and research for the development. Creating strong futuristic devices is also what I'm picking up on because of the hand. It's like future related things, right? Very futuristic things. And because you're Aquarius, you're the 11th house. You're very, ruled by Saturn and very forward futuristic kind of energy. That's what the Aquarian energy is about. Some of you, this is also, like I said, creating stronger foundations for your own body, like having healthy routines, eating healthy, exercising, something that makes you strong, your bones strong, so that you're able to put in the work. If your body is weak, then we cannot invest into anything external. So nourishing your body and eating the right thing so it energizes you in the right way. We need to have that good prana, which is the flow of energy, or as people call it, chi, that's the energy. So eating right so that you're able to sustain your own self. Now, I'm also picking up now, there is an air energy to this, but it's a grounded air energy. That's why there's that line in between the triangle to solidify it, to solidify your idea. So I do feel that you have beautiful ideas that you are working on. It's just that it needs to be grounded and solidified into tangible form. And I feel that you're already in the process of doing that. So whatever you are creating, great job with that. I feel it'll become a super duper hit. It's going to be a beautiful thing that you create. Now, take care of your, especially the organs that process the food, because when it comes to creating energy, it's our digestive system that, that consumes the food, the nourishment we give it, and transforms it into the right kind of energy based on the food we eat. So take care of your stomach. Some of you need to nourish your digestive systems and things like that. Stomach and liver and things. So eat the right kind of food and consume the right kind of things so that you're able to, these are foundational structures apart from your heart and brain, of course. But with this energy, those organs are coming to the forefront. So transformative spirit, of course, of this energy, because there is earth and there is air element out here. Earth gives you that support, that strength, that stable environment. And the air energy gives you those ideas, intuition, things to look forward to in the plans that you make. And it's a very fragrant flower. So I do feel that it's going to be a sweet product that you create. The next card you have, Aquarius, is Pallas Athena. That is awesome. That's the warrior, right? For those of you who have some background in mythology alone, that this is the warrior goddess. She has that armor on. She has a spear in her hand, that very warrior-like energy. But let me read here what's written below. It says, you are being called to be the general of your own life and a strategist for a better world. Do not shy away from your own brilliance. Plan your moves with wisdom, fight for justice with clarity, and create your legacy with masterful skill. Your mind is the spear and the shield that will carve out a future worth living in. Use it wisely, courageously, and for the benefit of all. So I do feel you are creating something wonderful. This is going to be, again, a very forward-thinking, futuristic idea that you have going on. Either you have it in your mind or I feel you're already at work. And this is an extension of that energy. You are planning things to the T. It's like a surgical precision. Some of you could be into Army, Navy, and all of those defense, gadgets, where everything has to be precisely defined. In the palace of Athena that was made, it's called the Parthenon. I read it when I was reading about mythology, and in that architecture of that Parthenon, it's beautiful, it's so perfect. It's just exactly, it was actually built in honor of Athena. And it's, it's done masterfully. It's a beautiful structure that you should definitely look at. And the name of the structure is Parthenon. So here we have the air element. And I'll get to more because we have more. We have the blue and the yellow. I'm surprised that this card does not show the image of Pallas Athena. Her armor. Look, you'd be able to tell better what this energy is all about. But anyways, let's get to the meaning of it. See, it has a lot of yellow. It has a lot of blue. I would say that this is associated with the air energy and the fire energy. Water, it's water indicates movement, fluidity, uh, and it and flexibility, because water just takes the shape of containers, right, wherever it is, and it fuels growth. But it's cold. If you dip your water in the cold ocean, river, it's always going to be cold, right? So there is a cold element to it. So um be mindful of that, because I see that as a caution with this energy, like being cold and not available to people, or their opinions don't matter, or you're just worried about your strategy and your planning, and you're not considering the impact on people or their opinions. It could go either way. So be mindful of that, because water is definitely cold. So there's a coldness to this. And if you come to the Boron element, which is yellow, yellow is fire. It's the purifier. It's the forward movement. It is a purifier. And fire is also your intuition. It's connection to the ethers, because fire rises above in a sense. So connection to the ethers, guided by those thoughts. And of course, when it comes to fire, it's the heat, right? So it's the heat, the energy, the brilliance, I would say, to move forward, to execute your plans in a very methodical way. So some of you could actually, like I said, this is the brilliant mind at work. Aquarius, I would give it that. It's like the think tank, right? Where everybody comes together, works out some innovative solutions to problems. So you might be brainstorming with your people out there in whichever companies you are in. Some of you could be policymakers. I'm also saying strong warrior, fighting for the country, fighting for the people. So you might be fighting for the rights or some kind of policy for the people even. Now, because 11th house energy, which is Aquarius energy, is very social, and I mean, it's for the people. It's technology, innovation for the people. That's what Aquarian energy is. You might be into next level computing as well, for those of you who have heard the buzzwords like quantum computing, and there's a lot, it's very much associated with spirituality as well. There's also another term called as blockchain. For those of you who don't know, look it up. That energy also comes through with this. So I do feel some of you are working in technology, social media, or brainstorming for ideas. And I would dedicate a movie to you guys. I would say there is a movie called That's a Beautiful Mind. And Aquarius, whenever you have a moment when you take a break, watch this movie definitely. It's very much Aquarian energy. And actually, you will learn a lot from this movie. I promise you that. It's by the character John Nash, and how he executes everything. He's an economist, and how he gets his breakthroughs, and how he observes patterns, underlying patterns, and how he, like creates the success. It's amazing. Watch this movie, you might get an idea or two. Now, I'm also feeling meticulous planning. That's the exact word that's coming to mind. Very much meticulous in your planning, whether it's creating, whether it's projects that you're managing, or or you're leading. You could be leading. You could also be in political, somewhere. I'm getting very political and financial energy with this. Or, the warrior. So political in the sense that, political in the sense that it could be even law, related to law. It's like identifying the nooks and crannies, getting to the bottom of things. There are fine prints and conditions. Like this energy is about finding a fault or a loophole in those terms and conditions. It's that kind of energy I pick up with this. Now, this could also be budget management, like, assigning budget and resources for military operation. That is also coming because of the Pallas Athena warrior energy. But if not everybody is going to be in the defense or in the army or the navy. But for others of you that are, this is also giving me a very financially savvy person. You can point things out to the smallest amount. Like down to the bare bones. You can get to the finances of it, or you can tell the discrepancy, something like that. When you can look at the ledger and see, this is off by a digit or two, when you can get that deep and that precise. So it's, some of you could be into finances, or you could be into real estate as well. I'm also picking up zoning. So some of you could be into those laws, like getting the permissions, approvals, I'm creating a structure that the people can use. Maybe there's a land you found which is abandoned. You are the company you work for, and you got the permissions and all of that, and now you're creating something that the people in that neighborhood can use. So something for the people. This is also, there is a passion line that comes to mind with this energy. It's called Arcturix. For those of you who know about it, they have they have something called as techwear. Their names are also very, kind of active and things like that. They have very nice techie names, scientific names, and it actually is, it's amazing. I mean, I'm not promoting the brand. I'm just letting you know that because it's related to this energy. And if you wish, you can go and try it. I got nothing to do with that brand, but I'm just telling it to you because it comes to mind, so I have to say it. It's called Arcturix, and it's like designed for, it's actually for very like extreme conditions like the snow. And if you guys are into that snowing thing, going out on hikes and bikes, especially when it's snowing or just exploring the outdoors, and you want something which is, really for the extreme conditions, I think this is for that. And the reason why I mention it, not because of anything else, because it's a highly tech wear, the kind of designs they have, the names they have, it feels very connected to this energy. But anyways, now this can also apply to any area of your life, whether you're a coach, whether you're a sports coach and you're planning the moves, football, soccer coaches, they have to get into the details. And because it's an air energy, so constantly changing based on the performance of other teams. So constantly shifting the strategy based on how the other teams are performing. So that is something also that comes to mind. But high mental agility, you're using your brain to the core. A lot of complex things, you're figuring it out, you're planning it out, you're handling it. No challenge looks difficult to you right now, Aquarius, with this Pallas Athena. And so I guess planning and strategizing is at the core of Palestine. And I feel that you will be noticed for your the way you plan, your strategy, your design, and the big picture thinking that comes with the current energy. You will be. The next card you have put is as the Queen of Cups. Now, Queen of Cups, this is water element. So Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This would be you if you have the placements. Even if not, it could be you. I mean, with the Palestina and the Queen of Cups, it kind of gives me that this might be somebody around you, Aquarius, because, or it could be that you're putting up a warrior front, but on the inside, you're still, warm and cordial and cool, calm, collected. It could be that as well. So we don't know how these scorecards pay out in general reading. So it's up to you. It could be any of these scenarios. So this could be you who's putting up a strong friend with the Pallas Athena energy and having a soft heart, still being on guard. I feel it could be you because look at the expression on her face. She's like a little bit on guard, even though she's holding a beautiful cup. It's very unlike the Queen of Cups expression. I would not give that expression, for a Queen of Cups, but I'm going to read it with this kind of expression. I'm going to read it based on some symbols also on this card. So Aquarius, I do feel that, see, Queen of Cups, it definitely is a dreamer, has a vision. And I do feel that you 100% you have a vision, you have a futuristic vision. And you're trying to create so much, you're trying to do so much. And I feel that you are probably trying to, you're trying to put your point across. You're trying to tell your ideas to the team and the boardrooms. And your ideas are very compelling. The way you communicate is very compelling. The way you present yourself could be very magnetic and charming. In Queen of Cups in general is not very rigid. It's very flowy. It just goes with the flow. Unlike the Pallas Athena. So I feel this is like your advice to, be a little bit more soft and balance out the Pallas Athena warrior energy. So I do feel that now outside of what you are, You might be feeling a certain way about your environment as well with this Queen of Cups energy. You might be wanting to have that peaceful environment around you. And, and I also feel because Queen of Cups is a very intuitive, so you might be picking up on what people are feeling, even if they're not saying it. You might be picking up on those hints, on those nudges, on their expressions, reading between the lines and things like that. Now, I also feel that, Queen of Cups is an internal energy with a very feminine, um, internalizing things. So I do feel that you're working on your calm. You don't want to be disturbed. Your peace doesn't want to be disturbed by anything external. And you're just, it's a high EQ. Queen of Cups has a high EQ, an emotional quotient, which makes them feel stable. No matter what people say, we're okay. We can handle that. We got this, right? It's that kind of a vibe. So I do feel that for some of you, of course, it's a, Queen of Cups, it's a parent energy. Queens and kings are, family people with kids. Doesn't have to be, but it could be that you are parenting and, you want to create that lovely, soft, warm, cozy environment for your family by using some soft lighting, and there's decorative frames. You can see on her wall in the picture, there is ornate cup, chalice on the wall mural. Yeah, and it's like a glass painting, I feel. And then she has a similar cup in her hand. So and I feel that you are the person, where people can share things. You understand what people are trying to say. People are comfortable in your company. And also I feel that I like the decor of this room, the throne where she's sitting. She's very confident in her choices. I also like the decor. Might be into decorating, creating a warm, with lights and all of that. Nice colors, nice chairs, furniture, and things like that. So you might be into that mode as well. Or maybe something to do with fishing. There's fishes on her throne. You might be into fishing or cooking fish a lot. You might be into painting. There's a beautiful painting on her wall. You might be into that, or you might be creating furniture as well. Creative arts is what I'm trying to say. So I do feel that because you're in this Queen of Cups energy, you're not harsh in your comments. You're not harsh with your judgments. You're not harsh with your communication. You're very empathic. You're very empathic in your reaction. You're not reacting immediately. You're responding with compassion. Even though the girl in the picture, she looks a little defensive to me. I wouldn't lie to that. But then because it's your mind at work as well, because you're veering for Aquarians, that's air energy. So when we combine that with a watery energy, that you don't become a water sign. And I feel that for you, it's like either this is asking you to be more empathic, more take on the Queen of Cups energy. Don't be so on guard. Don't be so defensive. Take everybody together with you. Especially when you're creating plans and things like that. Don't just be very, like mindish. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create the system. I'm going to do it. No, reach out to people, see what they want, see how they feel. Not just what is right or what they think it should be done. See how they feel actually. Because I feel that, Queen of Cups goes in the flow. She's not rugged. But I feel that if you are able to listen to people what they want, it will, create beautiful structures, which is easy to navigate. It'll be easy on the people. So the Queen of Cups is also very nurturing energy. So taking care of your family, your kids, and everybody also comes under the domain of Queen of Cups, and she rules with the heart. She nurtures the world. So nurturing things, the people, the projects, everything Queen of Cups does very well. Now, I'm also picking up the energy of somebody who, who's very kind. Like, you're welcoming to people who, when somebody's having a bad day, you just go make them a cup of tea or just, make them some coffee, even if it's not asked for. It's that kind of energy that I'm picking up from this. You're always on guard, watching out for people, watching out for things. You know, eh, and it's not bad. I would say it's uncommon for the Queen of Cups to do that. It's not bad. I would say it's good. Because she's balancing her mind and her heart. She's not just all about emotions and things. She's using her mind as well to be cautious, to be not on high guard, but cautious. Cautious is good. Also paying attention to your intuition. When our intuition says something, we don't like it. Then it says something which we don't want to hear or we don't want to feel, but we feel it because our intuition or our gut feeling is saying something to us. So it definitely puts us on a high guard. So it could be one of those moments where your intuition is speaking to you and you feel, oh, something's not right about this. And that brings a kind of a worry to your face. So that could be it as well. Because when you pick up on the energy and the vibes, it kind of gives us a reason to be concerned because people are not saying it, but you're still picking it up. Now, I also feel that you could be working with the senior citizens. There are a lot of centers that look after senior citizens in some way, whether for their accommodation or for their health or for the services they need. So some of you could be associated with that industry as well. The Queen of Cups is also a healer, like your words are healing her. Maybe you are a healer in practice, you could be some mini doctor or a nurse or attending to, the war. And the last card you have, Aquarius, is energetic action. We just saw that with the Queen of Cups. Don't drown. Just take the right action. It says here, I'm focusing on my heart and doing what I can do right now. For what I cannot change, I choose to let go and trust God. Exactly. It further says here, a purposeful directed momentum, rapid progress, seizing the moment, turning inspiration into immediate tangible results. So the green light is on here, Aquarius. The energy you need, says here, the energy you need to launch already. Make the decision or push your project forward is available to you right now. Stop planning and start doing. So stop over procrastinating, Aquarius. Take that first step. If you're in a procrastinating energy, which I don't think most of you are, or you could be, and be confident about whatever your ideas are telling you. What is the next step you're taking? Be confident in it. And I do feel that things will start to move forward in a, fast forward way, like if there was some kind of stagnancy, you had the stock energy where you're applying foundations. When you plan foundations, we don't really see tangible results, but I feel that once the foundation is laid, you will be able to move forward like really fast. So there's a lot of productive energy with this, a lot of fast forward moving action. Just do things mindfully and don't overthink. It's just that, the only caveat with this energy is that you need to channel it in a good way. Don't channel it by having like 1,000 projects sorted at the same time because, you will burn out if you do that with the surge of energy. Now, I'm getting that some of you could be into, this person is standing in the middle of nowhere. I don't see this as an illusion. This person is somewhere in the middle, walked already till there. So taken the first step, already taken so many steps in the middle of it, in the middle of that idea, that project, that whatever. So go for it. Don't overthink. And I feel that, some of you could be actually runners, marathon runners, preparing, in the morning time running and preparing yourself. I'm also getting a very digital kind of app for these kind of outdoor activities like hiking and trails and all of that. Some of you could be into that as well. Something to do with nature. You could be working on technology apps related to nature, like finding the right bikers group or hikers spaces or restaurants or things like that. Some of you could be into that as well. Now, the only caveat with this is impulsivity. Sometimes we just want to think of something and we jump into it. But that's not what we need to do. We need to take a moment to think, take a moment to think and then do it. Don't procrastinate, but just take a moment, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. This reminds me of that, we have that fashion shows like See Now, Buy Now, where you can just, get the fashion trend on the runway and just buy it. So it's that kind of energy, like you saw something on social media and you really want to buy it right now. And then you're like, oh, why did I buy it? So be careful of those kind of impulsive actions. Now, with this energy, I'm also seeing some Aquarians clean up their house in one go. Like you have that energy, you're like, okay, I'm just going to clean up the whole house today and get burned out. So some of you could be doing that as well. So be mindful of burnout. I'm also picking up energies of where, you see a job post and you apply to it immediately. Like, just right away off the bat, you're applying. Or something you've been putting off for long. You have this energy right now to pursue it. So you're going to just go after it. Maybe it's some appointments, some chores, maybe shopping, something that you've been wanting to do. So something like that, or just, working out, or just running, like this person is there in the middle, or going on an adventure or somewhere, something, it's like you really want to get things done now. I do feel that, yeah, just be mindful because, this energy not only really cause it burnout, but it'll also cause you to feel impatient if things are going slow. So be mindful of that, Aquarius, because we saw that in your stock card. We started with that. Building strong foundation. It takes a lot of patience. So be mindful of slipping into the energy of, being impatient. But overall, this energy will, will keep things moving, will build momentum on things that have been stalling for a bit. And you'll see, things getting done, whether big or small. And, it's like taking action moves things forward, whether it's in your home or in your office or in your network and community, whatever that is. I feel that you will be ready to take action and you will see tangible results with that. So it's a great energy out here for you, Aquarius. This is forward moving. This is creating, and not just something that is in your head, but something that you will actually end up building energy be really good. It's gonna be really good. We saw with the stock flowers that are beautiful. They smell good. So I mentioned that before itself. So whatever you are building or planning to build, if you already started on it, things will pick up momentum. Do things mindfully, with good intention, with good purpose. And I feel that, things will start falling into place and everything's going to just pick up speed and build momentum. So great energy here, Aquarius. Those were your messages. Hope you enjoyed them. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.